16th meeting. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Dodge,
Here.
Commissioner Rice,
Here.
Commissioner Lieberman.
Here. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, so we love whenever we have the ARC here,
Yeah.
especially when they bring us doggies. So come on up, you guys, and tell us about Bruce.
Thank you for having us again, Commissioners. I'm Steve Glarden. I'm the Outreach Coordinator with the Animal Resource Center. This young lady behind me here, this is Michelle Noble. She's one of our registered veterinary technicians. I think the only registered veterinary technician.
In the clinic.
In the clinic, yes. And today we have with us Bruce. We came there because we have the clinic with us today. We thought we'd talk a little bit about some of the challenges and the struggles that the clinic faces. You can see a picture on your screens here of Bruce when he first came in. He has something on his neck there. I'll let Michelle explain more what that is, since she's a clinician.
All right, so Bruce had a tumor hanging from the side of his face. It's called a trichoblastoma. It's a non-cancerous tumor. We were able to remove it and all the margins, so it should not come back, hopefully.
You know, when he first came in, or we were looking for his owner, I saw his picture and I thought, what is that?
Yeah, we thought the same thing. It's about the size.
Non-cancerous,
It's
okay.
non-cancerous, and it's about the size of a golf ball.
Yeah. Do we know how old he is?
We think he's around 10 or 11 years old.
Really?
And he doesn't act it, that's for darn
No,
sure.
he acts like a
And
puppy.
I apologize, he's making a little bit of noise. He absolutely loves people.
Yeah.
He's very much a social butterfly. When he sees someone, he wants to go over and say hi to him, so he's
He
over
can
here.
come up and say hi.
He's,
Come on,
if
bring
you want
him
to go up
on
and say hi to
Yeah.
him, yes.
Steve, so what's going on? Tell us a little bit about how things are at the ARC right now.
Well, let's talk, really quick, I'm going to touch on some of the struggles and challenges that our clinic faces. Last year, we took in about 1,500 dogs, and all of them need at least some type of medical treatment. If nothing more, they need vaccines and spay neuter surgeries and things like that. But we also have issues like this that come in that we're not necessarily looking for or know we're going to have. And we've done, I think, 2 or 3 leg amputations this year. We've got other things. We got another dog in the clinic right now who had another tumor that was removed. So it's all things that that is our staff faces on a daily basis. And obviously, just like most county departments, what our biggest challenge is running into is funding, staffing, and time. Is that we have one vet, one veterinary technician, one veterinary assistant trying to handle all of this stuff. They work their normal, 5 days a week, but we're a 7-day-a-week shop, which means they often get called in on their days off and stuff like that to come in. So if anybody knows of a vet who's looking for a job, we're hiring. And we've been hiring for about 2 years now, 3 years, I think, looking for one, so.
Steve, it also shows that you don't just get animals necessarily in a regular condition. It takes work, and
Yeah.
sometimes they need medical assistance, and maybe almost all the time they need medical assistance. So the work that you and our ARC directors here, Amy, you want to stand up so everybody can say hi? Director of the ARC is here. But it's hats off to you and the team, and Amy, your team out there, and our veterinary and our vet techs. It's just a lot of work, and thank you. We can't thank you enough.
Thank you,
so
Ms.
much,
Colbert.
Steve.
Yes, that's indeed true, is that it's beyond what you might consider to be routine medical, which we do on every dog anyway. But yeah, some of the more, I would call this an extreme case, but it's something certainly out of the ordinary, that's for sure, that we face on a daily basis. So I appreciate you saying that, yes.
Well, he's a nice-looking boy. He's got
Yeah.
one spot on him. One
Yeah.
spot.
A lot of people have pointed out, yeah.
One of your
Yeah.
names really
Yeah.
Spot. Yeah, he's awfully cute.
Can you move him so that Steve can get him on the camera? I'm not sure if he can get a picture of him so the people can see when they watch our
you want to
show.
Right in the middle, go right in the middle.
There
Yeah,
you go.
that's a good one,
I
yeah.
think they can see him. Emily's got
And then-
cameras everywhere.
Yeah, but that,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, all right, because thousands of
Unless you do like
people
I do, I
watch
pick
us.
them
I
up,
know.
but,
well, the
He's
last dog
pretty
he
big.
brought in, got adopted right away.
yes.
Yeah.
We're hoping that we have the same
Mary
luck.
Poppins.
We tend to have really good luck with some of the dogs we bring here. They get adopted right away.
Well, he's a cutie.
Good.
Yeah, some of the other things going on at our organization, we recently had a promotion. Amy Haynes, who's long been our shelter operations supervisor, has been promoted to shelter manager. So we want to congratulate Amy. She's going to do a great job for us, just like she has, I think, since, she's not here, so I'll tell you, she's been there since about 1999, so she's been there for quite a while. Really, really good, really good. And last thing, because I know you got a full schedule today, this past weekend, we cooperated with the city of Kettering for a microchipping event. We held it at the government center out there in Kettering, and we also held it at our organization, where we did 55 microchips, both dogs and cats. And,
Oh, that's great.
microchips are a great way to help identify your dog and help find your, get your dog home. 'Cause that's one of the, besides licensing, that's one of the primary ways that we use to find dogs when we pick them up off the street to identify their owners, get them back to their homes. So.
Steve, I have a question. I've always wondered, if, when a dog's microchipped and they give you they give people a number or something, if they don't register it, because I've had this argument with my son that you better register it, can they still be found?
They can be sometimes.
I don't mean found, you know what I meant. Like
Yeah,
wanted and they can track it down.
A lot of times the microchip company will know who they sold that microchip to, or
Okay.
who has that microchip and who implanted it.
Okay.
So for example, we get a shipment of microchips and the microchip company might know that, hey, that went to the ARC.
Okay,
Not always, it depends on the company, but,
okay.
and then they might be able to contact that organization and say, here's the microchip number, do you know who you implanted that in? But a lot of times sometimes we just order them in and it's just a random box off the shelf, they don't know it came to us
So we need
necessarily.
to register those numbers.
Always make sure you register them, always make sure that if you move or change your address or change your phone number, that you make sure you get that up to date, because a number of times we get a microchip in, or a dog who has a microchip, we scan it, we find out that belongs to Bob Smith, who lived at 123 North Main Street,
And he's going.
and Bob hasn't lived there in 10 years,
Yeah,
or however long
okay.
it's been, so.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Last thing I'll bring up really quickly, folks often ask me, you know, how can you help? Well, there's three main ways: adopt, volunteer, and foster. So, more information, take a look at our website, www.mcanimals.org. Thank you very much for your time
Thank
today.
you so
Thank
much,
you.
Steve. Thank you. All right, county engineer.
Thank you, Commissioner. We have 6 resolutions today. Resolution 649, authorize an LPA federal local let project agreement with the Ohio Department of Transportation for the rehabilitation or replacement of the Yankee Street asphalt resurfacing project, Washington Township. Resolution 650, advertise for the 2023 pavement marking program for various county and township roads at an estimated cost of $525,000. 4 resolutions specifically related to road closures. Resolution 651, Anthony Road between Lower Gratis Road and Baden Road. Resolution 652, Farmersville Germantown Pike between Manning Road and Stivers Road. Resolution 653, Wolf Creek Pike between North Diamond Mill Road and Heater Road. Resolution 654, Wolf Creek Pike between Providence Pike and Heater Road.
Move to approve.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, I have a question on 649. No, 650. Because I just had a call about this. What is the pavement marker program? Like, tell me about that.
We go through retracing our edge lines and center lines on county-maintained roadways.
Okay. So there may just right now be like white mark and then they'll come through and, is that, no?
No, so this is just related to the retracing of existing lines that are out there.
Okay,
Like what you described, I think it was more new pavement markings on new asphalt.
with the little white strips, okay.
Correct.
Thank you. All right, County Sheriff.
Thank you, Commissioners. Under the County Sheriff, we have Resolution 655, authorize the purchase from Geo Byers Sons Holding LLC, DBA Byers Ford, for 3 2023 Ford Police Interceptor vehicles in an amount not to exceed $139,272.
I move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Clerk of Courts.
Under the Clerk of Courts, we have Resolution 656, authorizing a 60-month lease from Pitney Bowes, Inc. for mailroom equipment in an amount not to exceed $18,217.20 through June 1st, 2028.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Common Police Court.
Under the Court of Common Pleas, we have Resolution 657, authorize a purchase from Cobra Systems, Inc. of software development and subscription services for Easy Courtroom for various courtrooms in an amount not to exceed $126,925.
I move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. County Administrator.
Under the County Administrator, under the Clerk's Office, we have approved the minutes of the meetings on May 9th, 2023. Resolution 658, approval of bills. Resolution 659, approval of travel and expenses. And Resolution 660, approval of personnel actions. All three lists are available in the Clerk's Office.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Administrative Services, Tyler.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. We have several resolutions for you today, beginning with 661. This authorizes a software license and services agreement with Forta LLC for the ongoing PowerTech Risk Assessor for the IBM primary license for the Environmental Services Department. 662 approves a Courthouse Square vendors license agreement for rental space on Courthouse Square for Jars by Jace through December 31st, 2023. 663 amends the sublease agreement with the Miami Valley Career Technology Center to increase the total square footage to 276 square feet of space at the Business Solutions Center, effective July 1st of 2023. 664 authorizes a change order to the agreement with Becker Construction Incorporated for the jail lobby renovation project by adding $5,618 to the original amount for a revised total of $100,468. 665 accepts a grant from the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services for the Responsible Fatherhood Month grant in the amount of $2,000. 666 requests proposals for a security threat assessment for the Risk, Safety, and Emergency Management Department. 667 authorizes a sole source purchase from Neptune Equipment for Neptune 360 software equipment and professional services for Phase 1 of the Advanced Metering Infrastructure Project for the Environmental Services Department in an amount not to exceed $446,850. The next two resolutions authorize purchases, beginning with 668, and that is for Ohio Valley AV for audio-visual equipment and installation for the Administration Building 10th floor audio-visual upgrades in an amount not to exceed $100,000. 669 is with M&J Technologies for various equipment for the 5-year PC replacement plan for the Environmental Services Department in an amount not to exceed $65,523.60. The final four resolutions authorize price agreements for the Environmental Services Department through April 30th, 2024 with options to extend. The first is 670 with Ferguson Enterprises doing business as Ferguson Waterworks for brass parts. 671 with Ferguson Enterprises doing business as Ferguson Waterworks for fire hydrants and parts. 672 with A&B Asphalt Corp for sanitary sewer, manhole, and water valve grade adjustment services. And 673 is with Core and Main for brass parts.
I move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Environmental Services, Matt.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Today, we have Resolution 674, authorizing agreement for consulting services with American Structure Point, Inc. for preparation of detailed evaluation report to rehab, replace, relocate, or provide a gravity main option for the Palm Drive Stormwater Lift Station project in an amount not to exceed $50,000 through January 31st, 2024. Resolution 675, authorize a memorandum of understanding with Central State University to promote projects, initiatives, and collaboration that focus on water resource management, health, food, exercise, workforce development, and advanced agricultural technologies through October 31st, 2024. Resolution 676, amend the agreement with Milcon Concrete, Inc. for the Dorothy Water Main Replacement Project by adding $47,351.58 to the original amount for a revised total of $1,353,162.58. Resolution 677, accept an easement deed for water lines through property belonging to Walsh Kettering LLC in connection with the development of Valley Thrift and record the same. Resolution 678, accept the sanitary sewers as part of the Montgomery County sewer system to serve the Blackbird Lane Trunk Sewer Pump Station project. And the last one is Resolution 679, accept the 20% performance bond for the Taywood Sanitary Extension Development in the amount of $7,341.
Move to approve.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Matt, will you talk a little bit about the partnership with Central State and what your
Sure,
team's doing there?
sure. Yeah, this is the third extension on the MOU, so we're going into our fifth year. We have a partnership with them. There's a land grant that we've received, or Central State received. We take on the students in the summertime to internship with us, and we put them on special projects. The last couple of years, it's been about the sewer systems, looking at inflow, infiltration in our system, looking at devices and technologies and measuring and trying to zone in on the highest parts of our sewer system where that I&I is coming into our system.
Great, thanks. Thanks for continuing that. It's a
Yeah.
good partnership. And
Definitely.
then some of those students, they may decide this is what they want to do.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is their path, yeah.
Yep.
That's great,
Yep.
great. Okay, Department of Job and Family Services, I see Jerry's not here, but we have Jessica.
Good afternoon. We have four Human Services resolutions. For Human Services Planning and Development, Resolution 680, authorizing an agreement with the Ohio Department of Medicaid and the Family and Children's First Council for the prevention of multi-system youth custody relinquishment through June 30th, 2025. For Job and Family Services, Resolution 681, authorizing option 1 of an agreement with the County Commissioners Association of Ohio Service Corporation and the Ohio CSEA Directors Association to enter into a participation agreement with the Consolidated Lead Evaluation and Reporting Database, or CLEAR, in the amounts not to exceed $15,371.04 for year 1 and $15,825.12 for year 2 through May 31st, 2025. Also authorizing agreements for substitute care services through March 31st, 2024 for Resolution 682, Blended Family Home LLC, and Resolution 683, Devereaux Vera Campus.
I move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Under 681, that's something that it's happening all over the state, but it's more lead evaluation because of all the lead paint. Isn't that what that is, Jessica? I'm pretty sure it is.
It's actually, I think, tied to really background check access for, so.
So it is
It's
actually.
lead, I think, in
Oh,
that
because
lead.
we have an effort at CCA around lead, so that is the lead
Yeah.
database. Okay.
Commissioners, Clear is the same company that
Yeah.
does checks through the airport.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
the same company. And we've got a nationwide effort now to work in conjunction with SETS,
Uh-huh.
our CSEA system for child support, to do background checks throughout the state.
So they do that, the ones we see at the airports.
Yeah, same company.
Has anybody ever done Clear? I haven't.
I haven't, but I know people that
Yeah.
said they're
Girls have,
wonderful.
I haven't done
The
it.
girls have?
Yeah.
I've thought about it.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Let's see, where are we now? Business Services. I think I see Tawana over there. Hi, Tawana.
Good afternoon. So Resolution 684 authorizes a delegation of activities agreement with Grand Place Senior Housing Limited Partnership for the rehabilitation of housing units in the city of Dayton in an amount not to exceed $300,000 of home investment partnership funds through December 31st, 2024.
Move to approve?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And under County Commissioners, we have Resolution 685 to end the terms of Jacqueline Jackson, James Newby, and Clarence Williams, currently serving on the Alcohol, Drug Addiction, and Mental Health Services, or ADAMS Board, effective June 30th of 2023, pursuant to Section 340.02G of the Ohio Revised Code.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And I'd just like to thank the three of them for
Yeah.
their longtime commitment to ADAMS. They've really been on the board and helped a lot over the years and seen a lot of different issues. So I just want to make sure we thank them.
Yeah.
And we do have some citizens signed up to speak. George, and I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your last name. Come up to the microphone, and then just give us your address, and you have 3 minutes.
Thank you. Address is 841 Belmont Park North, Dayton, Ohio 45405. The last name is Stamati.
Thank you.
It sounds Italian, but it's Greek. I came before this board today. I came late previously. I was referred to by the city commissioners because I've gone to several of their meetings. My concern is the homeless and a lot of other issues in the city of Dayton, and it also includes the county. I've talked to Michael Vanderberg, who runs the Gateway Men's Shelter. I've heard countless people say they do not want to go there. Everywhere I go, even in the winter, I see people that are sleeping at bus stops. And this issue has not been addressed by the city commissioners. I was told by Commissioner Fairchild that they were working on something. Weeks later, I asked what is happening. He says, well, the county has more money, you have to talk to them. So that's why I'm here. The women's shelter at St. Vincent, neither one is run very well. I've heard profanity used by the employees. I've heard internal theft. And when I talked to Mr. Vanderberg, who's in charge, he says, we can't fire everybody. And I said, well, that's not a solution. And that's not what I was asking for. I said, but if you train the people, and he was just too busy. He said, we do 500 people. And it's inadequate. And I'm coming before all of you today to see if you could please help. I put down Churches United because I had an idea that, and I haven't put it into motion yet because it takes a lot of organization and uniting all the churches. The churches now feed a lot of people, and I've gone to most of them. I go to a lot of churches on Sunday. They also help with clothing. I don't know if you're familiar with the Dream Center. They now have laundry facilities because clothing for the homeless was a disposable item. And you'd find clothes, and I find litter all the time everywhere. And I've asked for trash cans. That hasn't happened with the city. Because I walked to the Y from where I live near Grandview at 5 Oaks, and I picked up, I don't know how much trash, I couldn't pick it all up. And there's one can between Grandview up to White Allen Chevrolet. So if you could help with the homeless, that would be wonderful. I know that you appropriate a lot of funds in the taxes, and they appropriate a lot of funds with the city taxes, but the homeless are not being taken care of. I'm a Christian, and I don't mean to put any religious affiliations on anyone. I'm also Greek Orthodox. But Peter and Jesus, when they spoke, Jesus said, if you love me, you'll tend my flock and feed my sheep. And we're not doing that. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioners, if I could, I want to have Jessica talk about some of the things that we do in the homeless. Now, we don't manage trash within the city of Dayton or any other jurisdiction, although we are the main repository of trash throughout the county, meaning it comes to us and is shipped to the landfill. However, Jessica's going to go over some of the things we do in the homeless space.
I'd called and I think I left a message, but I never heard from Jessica.
I think you've been talking with one of my team members, Jenny Lesniak, about scheduling a meeting for us to talk. So I haven't received a message from you directly, but I'm glad that you're here today. And yes, as Mike was shared, I'm happy to talk to you offline as well as to share that you are correct. We do partner with St. Vincent to provide emergency shelter services in our community and work with them to deliver a high quality.
The homeless don't have anywhere to go. There's not a facility for them where they can hang out. Most of them go to the library, and the library doesn't really want it, but they're not allowed to eat inside the facilities. We had a neighborhood school, Julia, in my neighborhood, and I was on the committee to try and save it. That was a waste of $6 million. It cost them $2 million to house divers for 1 year. It was going to be a swing school, and I talked to the superintendent at that time. They spent $2 million to remodel it, $2 more million, and $2 more million to knock it down. That was an excellent building that could have been a rec center. It could also house a lot of the homeless, but the judges saw otherwise because there was no plan in place, and it sat there for 2 years. And the superintendent of schools at that time said there was a little girl that was going in there with somebody, and they didn't want to see that. But they didn't do anything with the building. So a lot of it has to do with management.
So I'm happy to talk to you some more in detail, but again, our office has managed a continuum of resources for people that are experiencing homelessness, from outreach all the way to housing connection. So again, I'm happy to talk to you more.
Yeah, but I think that's all inadequate. We need to do more than that.
Well, can I address something?
Yes.
We know there's a homeless problem. There's homeless problems all over the country. And we are fortunate, actually, I know it's horrible to say this, but we're fortunate. You can go to other cities our size, other metros, and it's a lot worse. It's bad enough. But I know that with the work that our homeless team does, and the city's right, we are the ones that fund our homeless efforts. You know, we have done, for 20 years now, we had a homeless task force, and we have worked so hard. and we can't control everything our partners do. However, when we hear things like this, we take them seriously. But one of the things I do as well, like you do, whenever I walk by or slow down and talk to, someone that you can tell is clearly homeless on Courthouse Square, and they'll say the same thing. I don't want to go to the shelter because this, and this. Okay. Well, the other thing that's not really being addressed is most of those people that don't want to get shelter and they don't want to go through our rapid rehousing and they don't want to follow any rules have severe mental health issues. And
Yes.
that, I think, and that's one of the things we are trying to address. We are, working towards that. We have a task force right now that's working together with all different kinds of agencies in the county to address this because they don't want to go to the shelters. And they tout the same things I hear over and over, but then when we check, that's not totally accurate. Sure, when there's hundreds of men together in a facility, of course there's going to be some issues, but it's not drug-ridden and crime-ridden the way sometimes these men and women tell us. It's not. I mean, I know our team goes there often to check, to make sure, and it's not to say that we don't have a homeless issue, because we know we do. And we have a mental health issue, an
Yes,
addiction issue.
I agree with the mental
And
health.
so as far as the trash goes, I hear what you're saying about receptacles in the neighborhoods. Not so much downtown, but in the neighborhoods. And I don't know why Dayton couldn't. I mean, we have those recyclable ones and the trash, and maybe we can, because we do have a contract with Dayton actually for those. So let us follow up on that part too.
Okay. I agree with you with the mental health because they coincide. And the social system's not working well either. We need more than just an outreach. We need a facility where the homeless can actually have recreation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Mr. Feaster. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Willie Feaster. I'm here to talk about downtown Dayton, around the hub, RTA hub, East 4th Street and Jefferson, specifically in and out market and to the Boost Mobile. The illegal activities going down there every day. Don't nobody care about it. They selling dope inside of In and Out. They stand there all day selling dope. Dayton police don't care. They fighting. They shooting dice. They congregating 20 and 30 people deep. But don't nobody care. Don't nobody want to address this issue. 2 times I have witnessed major fights down there. 20, 30 people fighting. Call 911, Dayton police. 30 minutes, don't nobody come. Couple days ago, they got to fighting again at the In and Out. They running all down the street through Crown Plaza, sucker punching people, fighting everywhere. People over there with their dogs walking, use the restroom, they scared, they run. 30 minutes, don't no police come. Oh, Willie, here they come, Sergeant. We don't have no officers. We ain't got but 2 officers for the whole downtown. That's y'all's problem to deal with. Y'all got obligation. The kids have taken over that street right there. They don't care about nothing. They smoking dope right now. All y'all can go there. They selling dope. They shooting dice. Dayton police ride by it every day. Don't say a word. Why? Do anybody care? People scared to walk on that side of the street. The people live in the apartments. The people that work in the buildings. What they do when they come leave, they got to walk on this side. That should never be like that. Because they're intimidated and feared to walk through. All them kids have been there since 6 o'clock in the morning to 12 o'clock at night. Willie, what can we do? I've talked to all of them, police, the majors, the lieutenants, all of them. We don't have no staff to dress there, Willie. We don't have no bike patrol, nothing. So what happens? The kids have taken over that street. They have taken it over. They don't care about no law. What is going to be done about East 4th and Jefferson Street? All the illegal activities going on right now. Any one of y'all can go out there. They approach y'all about dope. They don't care how you look, how you dress. You can be you. They'll be limited. Hey, hey, school, you want to get high? You know, what's up? So what is going to be done? Who cares about what's going on down there every single, the same people. You can't even go in and out. They standing right there at the door. Dope in their hand. The people are running, stand there watching them. Then they come outside and stand there all day until 12 o'clock at night. And the police just ride by 'em with no concern. It ain't no police for downtown. Ain't but 2 police that cover the whole CBD, because I had talked to the sergeants, I had talked to the majors, all of them. Other than when they got to fighting, Willie, we sorry, took 30 minutes, ain't but 2 officers to cover the whole downtown Dayton. That's horrible. And something got to be done, man. Somebody got to care.
Well, Willie, thank you. I know that there are a lot of people that care about this. I know that Downtown Dayton Partnership has convened a group. I know,
Talk to
I
Sandy
know, I
Gore.
know, I
I
know.
already talked to her.
I know,
I
but,
talked to Sandy Gore.
and she told you that they're, what'd she tell you?
Lord, she says a lot of people responsible for this issue. She says police, us, the RTA.
Right.
We working on it. We working on it.
And-
But in the meantime,
Yeah.
we working on it. We
I know.
working on it. I even asked her, I know my time is up. I asked her, how can you enforce who has the power to enforce a business that normally let people standing there all day looking at them sell drugs? How you enforce
And
that?
that's come up also, Willie, and they, I've been told that they did talk to the owner of the building.
Somebody did talk to him.
Yes, and so, we know, I mean, when I heard how bad it was in December, I started driving by there, I know exactly what you're saying, so.
Yeah.
I don't wanna
I've
push
seen
it
it.
off on anybody else, I mean, I wish we had the authority to do something, which we don't, but I think that we as a community have to say, no more crime in downtown, period, anywhere, but that bus hub, it's not on the RTA property, by the way, we know that, right? It's off the property. So it's a combination, Sandy's right, I mean, it's the school district, it's RTA, it's the community, so we've got, and I didn't know there were only 2 police down, 2 at a time, but we just know that there are people that care, and we're trying to find a solution. I know that sounds kinda weak, but
horrible,
that's
though.
what we're trying.
That is horrible, I mean, y'all been trying to find a solution because Ms. Limmerman, you remember back in the day when they used to call it the corner of chaos?
Oh,
You
yeah.
remember when they used to call Third Main
Well,
the corner
Third
of
and Main,
chaos?
yeah, I know,
The
I
corner
know,
of chaos.
I know,
But
and
Ms.
we've,
Limmerman, they have been dealing with that issue down there for decades.
I know,
Even though they got, RTA police, and I got to arguing with them the other night, because I asked them, when they come as RTA's,
they're, yeah,
officers, do they have a duty to walk? They said, no, we
No.
work for RTA, we don't care about what go on, in and out, cross the street, down the corner. So, I
we're
don't.
working on solutions as a community, we are. I'm not saying the county's taking a responsibility, but we as a community, we're working
Hire
on,
some more sheriffs.
we're working on
Remember
some
back in the day, y'all used to have
solutions.
sheriffs, put some sheriffs down there. Seriously, you laughing.
No, I'm not
During the
laughing.
peak
I'm not
times-
laughing.
during the
I'm
peak
not laughing
times,
about that,
Like when
Willie.
they all get out of school and they dump them down there, they don't have nowhere to go, they don't wanna go home, cause everything right there, it should be, truth speaking, it should be 5 police officers, 5 sheriffs, every day. Please hire some more sheriffs down there, cause to me, they did a better job than the police. Seriously, get some more sheriffs down there.
All right, thanks, Willie. Always brings us timely information. Thank you. County Administrator.
Thank you, Commissioners. Okay, we currently are doing 3 to 4 cohorts for our introductory information technology classes. This is an exciting partnership with the Sinclair College, and it is at our Employment Opportunity Center. And so for those individuals that are out there, they're interested in computers, interested in IT, like the gaming world, this is a great opportunity to be a part of some classes that will allow you to grow and allow you to learn some new technology. Our next cohort will start at the end of July, but now's the time to show your interest and attend the orientation. We'll also have an overview with our teacher there. Our staff is going to work with applicants to see if you qualify for Workforce Opportunity and Innovation Act, or WIOA. This is a federal grant for in-demand training. So we are offering classes now for youth and for adult. One student from our first cohort has passed all of her certifications, and she's now working on an internship with Montgomery County. So please call Michael Booker if you're interested in computers or IT, technology, internet. We are offering these classes, and they are grant funded. Michael is at 937-496-7496. Again, Michael Booker at the Employment Opportunity Center in West Dayton, 937-496-7496. And this is a great time to learn a new skill and to take that skill to move to a better job opportunity. Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you, and it's certainly an in-demand skill. We know that when you look at the numbers of what types of jobs, I mean, this is at the top.
Yeah.
And so this is a great opportunity for people. And, you know, to get the training and to do it with federal dollars, it's a win-win. So hopefully we get a full cohort started there in July. So we have in Montgomery County an organization, our fatherhood initiative every year it amazes me the wonderful things that we're doing. And the years seem to go by pretty fast, but here we are again, getting ready to have our We the Fathers of Montgomery County banquet. And it's 1 month away, and it's not just an event for fathers and their children, it's for the whole family. But it's always fun because we have live music, inspirational speakers, and that does include Michael Colbert often. I didn't say he was inspirational. And then I know, but I'm not going to say this. But we also do a fashion show, and the fashion show is just incredible. It's the fathers and their children. They're dressed by Clothes That Work, who are an incredible partner for us. And this is the 7th year that we've done this event, and it's always just an excellent evening for a family. And many of our community partners purchase tickets for our returning citizens so that they can attend the event with our Office of Reentry. And seeing them with their children, whether they've been out for a while or whether they're recently out, just the interaction, and especially when they model, it's wonderful. So that banquet is on June the 16th from 6 to 9 at Sinclair. And for more information about buying tickets, you can go to our website at mcohio.org.
Well, speaking of fatherhood events, we've got our fatherhood picnic, and that's right around the corner. And now this year, the event is going to be at Levitt Pavilion from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. There's going to be a resource fair, free barbecue, games, live music, and a good time. And that's June 17th at the Levitt Pavilion. And, you know, our community has always supported our dads, and the impact that they have on their children's life is unmeasurable. Both of these Fatherhood Initiative events highlight that being present in your child's life is the most important thing for their development. So hopefully you can all come out this year, and it's going to be a fun time.
That's going to be quite a day because
Yeah.
the banquet the night before, but the picnic and the interaction, and then that night is the Levitt concert that's celebrating Juneteenth. And so,
Sponsored by Montgomery County.
yes, you jumped on that. I was just getting ready to say, for the past few years, for the June 19th, even though it's not on the 19th, which is Monday, we sponsor the concert, and we have had some amazing bands. Michael, thank you for making sure we continue that, and it's certainly, it will be quite a day.
Hopefully my T-shirt gun works.
I hope it works this time, yes. Carolyn.
Well, May is also Foster Care Month, and the county is always, always, always looking for more foster families. I actually have seen signs, like yard signs, different places, because we really want to find people to be in loving homes when they're under our temporary custody. And we're especially looking for families or individuals willing to foster youth ages 12 to 17, because they need us as much as the little ones need us, just in different ways. And you can really help them it's a transformational time for any youth. And so these youth really need people who care to help them deal with what they're going through. And they don't need perfect parents. Like, put that out of your mind. We just need good people who care about kids. And as long as they're willing to be a parent, you don't have to be married, you can be single, but willing to nurture these kids. And of course, you're going to go through background checks and training and all of that. You must be at least 18 years old and have a safe environment for children. And the training for it is free. I actually I worked with someone who has long fostered in our county for years and years and years. And I think I'm probably counting it low, but they've probably fostered over all those years over 100 children of different ages and adopted quite a few. But I know that there's people out there with big hearts for the kids in our community. So we ask you to consider that, or if you know someone who'd be perfect, spread the word. The meetings are now in person at the Haynes Children's Center, and the next one for anyone interested is Monday, June 5th. You do need to register, and that can be done under our Children's Services tab at mcohio.org. So think of our youth.
Well, and as you're talking, I was thinking, you know, it might be scary for people that are new to that. And our organizations that are out there, they bring the foster kids together and they do events and the different agencies. And so, you know, it's a hard time for foster children, and our Children's Services really does everything they can do, you know, and we have volunteers, you know, we talk about the suitcases and the backpacks and all of those things, because it's just heartbreaking what these kids have, most of the time, have gone through. So, yeah, we need more parents. All right. Our next meeting is Tuesday, May 23rd.
It's hard to believe, May 23rd.
I know, 23rd in 2023. So,
Gone by so fast.
I know. So after the meeting, we're going to have a viewing of the Lower Miamisburg Road Culvert Replacement Project. But that's after the meeting.
Okay, well, I
So you
move to
guys can all
adjourn.
go.
I second.
Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Have a great week.
All set? All right, Commissioners, Administrator, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time today. I feel like I should introduce myself because I haven't been at the county too long. My name is Henry Brierton, and I've been working for the county engineer for about 8 months now. I started back in October. So this is one of the first projects that I worked on, so I'll lead you through it.
Welcome.
This project is the Lower Miamisburg Road culvert replacement. The existing pipe that runs underneath the driveways near the house there has collapsed near that blue circle that I've drawn. A sinkhole is developing below or above the pipe that has collapsed. So this is the existing condition of the pipe on the left here. You can see that dirt and debris has been falling into the pipe, and there's also rusted, broken sections of the pipe itself clogging the pipe. So what's happening is the rainfall is pushing the soil and eroding the debris and soil into the pipe and creating the sinkhole above. The pipe is about 10 to 15 feet below the ground surface. So this sinkhole will continue to get worse and worse as time goes on. And it's not a danger to the motorists at the moment because the sinkhole is about 20 feet away from the edge of pavement on Lower Miamisburg Road. But as time goes on, it will continue to get worse. And if this section of the pipe was capable of failing, that means other sections of the pipe may fail as well. It's important to understand the history of this project and to do that, I think it makes the most sense to describe our 2021 project in this area. In 2021, an upstream portion of the pipe, so further west of where we'll be working, was replaced. It was replaced because it was failing and it posed a risk of the road collapsing. So that was replaced and connected in to the area of the pipe that we're discussing in this project. We originally did not intend, there was no scope to replace that other portion of the pipe because we believed it to be on, well, it is on private property. But after talking with the property owner during this 2021 project, they inquired about the nature of the pipe, and we agreed that it was unusual for a pipe of this size to be cutting through a private property and back onto county property. So we decided it'd be good to look into the situation. After reviewing all of our records, we found this picture on the left here, which is a photograph of the original construction in 1958. Lower Miamisburg Road is on the right side here, and in the middle you can kind of see the intersection of Union Road there. And if you look real closely, you can almost make out the words Montgomery County on that old excavator there, but it's not super clear. But this physical photograph that we found on the backside had a job number that we used to track down this resolution, which describes the project. The highlighted portion says this is a resolution approving the recommendation of the county engineer and authorizing the closing of a ditch and curb relocation on Lower Miamisburg Road, Miami Township, job number 58-134. So this confirms that the county installed the original pipe and slightly realigned the road to better match the topography. So to sum up, the county replaced this pipe in 1958. Portions of the pipe were installed on the 7096 Lower Miamisburg Road parcel. We believe that this happened because of historical surveying difficulties. Lower Miamisburg Road was originally established in the 1820s when surveying was much more difficult. They used trees at mileposts to mark landmarks and hand compasses and range poles to measure out property lines. So it's inaccurate in its essence, and over time these inaccuracies can pile up and lead to discrepancies along the way. So there was clearly a discrepancy in the 1958 construction that led to it being constructed on private property. So our project scope now is that we are aware that this pipe is failing and that it is the responsibility of the county. It's our responsibility to resolve the problem. To do that, we will remove the existing 48-inch culvert and replace it with a new 60-inch culvert on a new alignment. The new alignment will be closer to the roadway, and we will be acquiring right-of-way to make sure that the entire pipe is within the county's right-of-way. This will force us to remove and replace the existing concrete and gravel driveways at 7096 Lower Miamisburg Road. We will also be upgrading the guardrail in the area of Union Road because the existing guardrail is not sufficient. I'll speak more on that in a couple of slides. But the estimated project cost is approximately $400,000. So this is the similar picture as before. The dashed line shows the existing collapsed pipe, and the solid red line shows how we'll be realigning it. And this is a detailed plan sheet from our plans that shows the existing pipe in dashed red and the new pipe in solid blue. And you can see here be two driveways that belong to 7096 Lower Miamisburg that we'll be replacing. And on the right here, you can see the new guardrail along the curve there. This down here is the existing guardrail, which is just over by the pipe's head wall. And you can see it doesn't really protect motorists from veering off the road and crashing headfirst into the guardrail or the head wall. So in order to bring that up to standard, we will remove it and create this new arched curve that will better protect motorists. This slide shows the perpetual and temporary easements that we'll need for the project. The red line is the existing county right-of-way. The green is the perpetual highway easement, which starts over here and heads over to this property, which is actually already owned by the county. So we won't need to worry about anything there. But that easement will ensure that the entire pipe is within the county's right-of-way. The blue area is the temporary easement that we will need to construct the pipe. This is because the pipe is so deep underground that to safely excavate the pipe and lay back the slopes, we will need a little bit of extra room, so that will take care of that issue. This is the Lutch parcel. This is 7096 Lower Miamisburg Road. This is the only parcel that we will be acquiring right-of-way from. Lower Miamisburg Road is on the left of both of these pictures, and the pipe will run along the right-hand side of the photos. In this photo here, the pipe will run just about along those landscaping stones there. So you can see how we'll have to replace that driveway, and we'll be replacing it with concrete all the way up to the asphalt there. For the project schedule, design was completed in March of 2023. We'll be acquiring the right-of-way for the next few months, and we will be advertising the project in November of this year. If all goes as planned, construction can begin as early as February 2024. In order to construct this project, we will need a detour of Lower Miamisburg Road. We initially investigated leaving the road open to traffic during construction, but because the new pipe and the old pipe are so close to the roadway and how deep the excavation will be, we decided it wasn't safe to have motorists on Lower Miamisburg Road while there's a large ditch. It wouldn't be safe for drivers or crews working on the site. So this is actually the same detour that we used for the 2021 project that we constructed. It utilizes Union Road, State Route 725, and Jamaica Road to detour the traffic around the work zone. All driveways in the area of the project will be maintained. Access will be maintained to those driveways, including the double driveway for 7096 Lower Miamisburg Road. We will coordinate closely with that property owner to make sure that they have access to their house at all times. This detour will be in place for about 6 weeks. With that, I'll open it up to any questions.
Question. So, where this is failing sinkholes developed, are there any other places along there that potentially happen?
We haven't observed any. There would need to be rusting or deterioration that would break through the pipe and let the soil in, but we didn't observe any other areas.
When you take the old pipe out, that's going to create quite a ditch. Is that fill going to come from the new pipe?
Some of it, yes.
Okay. Or are you going to have to truck in more dirt?
I mean, ideally, we would be able to use all the fill that's on site, but
Okay.
Specifically, I can't say.
How deep is that?
It's 10 to 15 feet deep, and it's about to the top of the pipe, and the pipe itself is 4 or 5 feet. So you're looking at 15 to 20 feet in depth. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. I appreciate
Nice
your
job
time.
on the presentation.
May I speak?
Oh, yeah. Property that's in question here. And I just would like you all to see, I took this picture yesterday of how it's degrading. And
Oh,
what's
you
been,
can share that with us.
am I allowed to?
Yeah, you can give it to Clark, and we'll make sure we all see it.
And this is something that's difficult to capture in photographs.
Sure.
It's just gotten considerably larger. And when we go out to cut the grass, we're kind of doing this stuff now, Glad we're addressing it. Yeah, it's huge, but anything that could possibly be done to get it going sooner, that's my, I know, I understand all the rules and everything else, but it's just getting to be a point that it's kind of scary and concerning.
Be safe.
And cars come around that corner like crazy, they don't slow down, they don't do the speed limit there. And we have people that drive in our side yard by this, and I'm just waiting to see something else happen. So,
Well, thanks for sharing that. And we'll have the hearing
next week, and my husband will be at that one.
Well, thanks for giving us this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. We're all set. Thank you very much.
Thank you.